Hello. Let's play some Factorio. That's kind of loud, huh? I won't stand too close to it. So we have this antimatter reactor now. I'm not sure that I have enough fuel, but okay, this thing's producing fuel. Is there a way for me to figure out so per minute I'm consuming 600 of these. I don't think I'm generating 600 of these per minute. I am generating one. So I'm barely using any of this machine, this charging. But I'm not using its maximum, and I'm storing up. Because I'm not using that maximum either. So what's most likely is I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to clear out a little bit more of these biters, and then I'll just be able to turn that off. I probably should just put this on a train. So it starts with this thing. So I can put 3 of these on one belt. Alright, now let's design that. Because, I mean, I've been doing that with everything else, and there's no reason to stop doing that now. So, 3 times 4, I'm going to put about 12 of these online. Hi, Mango. Welcome. Good evening to you. You're in a commercial now. So the difference is this is going to output into a fluid. So if we have 2 unloaders, well, if we have 1 unloader and then 1 loader, we'll do something like so I probably need a different template, a 1-in-1 template. I did something similar to that here with this charger, and I think this is okay with me. Because I'm getting 4 belts off. And obviously this thing isn't working correctly, but that's the way it is. Ah, that's right. So I'm okay. I think I'm okay with this being a template. Because this is a pretty good setup. So my templates I've been putting here. Obviously this one doesn't fit here. See if there's a way for me to fit this in without having to go up there and remove trees and such. There we go. So now I'll put this here and I'll genericize it and then put it back out there. And this will allow me to, we don't know what your markers are. This will allow me to have, what this is a single offload, single on. Right? Then we'll just go and get the generic unloader. And then this is the generic loader. . Although I don't like that being smashed up against there. but that genericizes that. That's pretty much what I want to do for a template here. So I will toss that out here. Now, it's going to be a bit tricky to get all 12 in here. I'm only doing one side. And the output here is pipe. So this is a bit different than what I've designed. We do agree that this is a thing. So if the output here is pipe, then all of this goes away to make room for a pipe setup. And what I should probably do to this template, although it's mostly always going to be belt, so why bother? When is it not going to be belt other than now? I forgot I had that many. That long of a reach. Yeah, that's what loader should look like. Alright, now we'll put down the fluid loader because that's what this really is. Alright, so your inputs and your outputs look like that. If we follow the standard guidelines, now what we saw with the other one is that I can get 3 of these, but I'm going to have 4 inputs. And in terms of fluids per minute, we can get 72,000 on a pipe, which 12 of these is not going to equal 72,000. So if I put this here and I go with pipes, and just for, and I'm putting physical objects, I want to put ghosts. So obviously I'm not going to do it this tight. I'm going to leave room for the input belt. But what I may do is leave room for 2 input belts, because that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Now another option is that I could just take it out of the center and not deal with these pipes at all. If I shift all of this down 1 so that these belts are not in the way, then I don't need this at all. I can just take this and have, even though the output would be different than it normally is, I would just be doing that. And again, that's 3, and that's really all I've got room for. So this would consume all 4 input belts. Right? And if I'm going to do this, then I have to seriously consider some sort of balancer. I used to have these 2 slapped down so I could reference them. So we see that these 2 are pretty much the same. This one's wider and that one's shorter. And that is as close as this one can get with these belts because of that. And I don't need it that close anyways. The other one doesn't do lane balancing. It's a little bit better. Because I'm going to have a input here. And if I follow my other designs, I'm going to do this. Although these are 3s, and I don't really want to tie it that way. So let's just go here. Let's go here. You get out of the way. Here and here. I said get out of the way. And here. Because we're going to have power, and it's going to have to connect. So then that gives us this. And you end here. And you end here. You're going to go like that. You're going to go like that. Now we've got that big gap in the middle because I set it at 5, and we don't need that anymore because we're bringing the pipes out through there. Although, what would happen if I moved the power poles into that gap? Instead of being this tight, what if these power poles were here? And that's unfortunate, but what if these power poles were here? Now, past here, they need to make an adjustment because they got to go like that. Right? No, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. All right, I shifted. That's why. And then, of course, I need lamps. Must have lamps. And so if I'm not putting power poles there, then it makes sense for me to put these in the middle just because it looks better. No. Yes. Alrighty then. These need to be extended, and these need to be extended. That's 12. That's a full belt. I'd rather this one. So you have to be here. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Now, if I had large power poles, they would have this sort of alignment. So let's take advantage of that. That would push this to here, and it would push this to here, which I think is fine. You would go like that. You probably extend out to here. And you would go there. You would become an energy thing. You are literally, that's just matter. Okay. All right, so you are going to be a matter loader. Something I never thought I'd see. You're a light blue. A very light blue. Not a purplish, but a light bluish. Yeah. Okay. You are plutonium unload. I know it's not plutonium unload. $238 unload. Alright, so if I like this, and I do, where am I going to put it? Now, it's going to take uranium for unloading, and it's going to feed a power plant, so it doesn't need to be anywhere near any of this. I could start branching out, because I've got so much other space. I could just continue to come off of Nashville. Whatever I do, it's going to come out of here. So I'll tell you what. We got Springfield and Madison right here. So let's take this and turn it into a four-way, if I can. Nope. I don't want to turn either one of these into the four-way. I don't want to run over this oil. I certainly don't want to run over the top of this metal. But a nice north-south run. Somewhere in this region would be good. So I think I will, rather than push it farther, because I would love to see another one down here by Jackson and Baton Rouge, I will pull it backwards. And I will say, let's put it, well, see, if I put it right here, then I can't put anything on the right-hand side. So I'm wasting a rail. And if I look at some of my smaller builds, even the shorter ones, right, which I'm not using anymore because they don't have built-in stackers. So if I look at some of my more normalized builds, how close are you to being full? And you can't get out, so I need to get you out here. If I look at some of my normalized builds that have stackers, my more recent ones that are a little bit longer than most, but can actually handle things. But not these crazy puppies. Like this energy, this is about as short as it gets, right? Because this loading stacker, I wish I had a different design for this, because I don't like it. Something that made use of this space would be great, you know, where it came in and turned so that I'm not, yeah, having this really long thing, but I didn't want it to be really wide either. Most recent builds, these are all too small. They don't have stackers. Oh, that's the wrong icon. This is an electric engine. So there's an example of how wide it would be. So I don't want to go any more narrow than that, because then I can't build on that side. But if I go there, then I'm going right here. And I think that's a great spot. That's a great spot. So we're going to put a four-way right here. And although I don't like four-ways on water, because of all the signaling, what do I got? I got two signals, and I got to move that, 3 signals, and I got to move that radar. All right, let's get on a train. Get out there. Get that built and or filled in. And while I don't want to fill in that river, I also don't want to mess with this crap. I just don't want to have to deal with it. But I'll try. I know I'm gonna have to add some landfill. So you're complaining. Now I don't trust any of you. Okay, so you're still complaining I've got more to add. So there's 1, 2. So I've got some here and some here, I think. Yep. So here and here, and then everything should be fine. I don't see any missing train signals, and that's good. So we were thinking of going north with this. So let's push north and go to the more narrow spot and put it there. There's also the question, excuse me, of how close do I put it, and because this space could be used, right? If we go back to what I had pasted before, this thing. Granted, I copied some extra stuff, but something like this could go here. So this thing should probably go as far north as I can get it because of the land usage. Let's get on our train and go build that. All right. Keep going. Keep going. Get rid of that. Ooh. Well, we've already got that. Let's see, yeah. So, well, I need some of these. And I need some of these. Might need those. Oh, I didn't bring any of those things, though. I need half of you, and again, half of that. I didn't want that many in there. So I will need blank boxes and some power poles. More power poles. A little bit more for Santa Claus. Iron chests. And I'm out of lamps for some reason. Didn't expect that. Okay, so I forgot to bring matter plants. Does that matter? It's a short ride, so I'm going to take this back and see if I have matter plants being made. So apparently not that. Yeah, those things are being made and consumed somehow. That looks like a matter plant. I have one. Stop doing that. So matter plants, it looks like I need... I'm going to need to put a radar there. 12. And I think you are capped at 1. If I put you at 10, you've probably got 2 in your buffer. Alright, we're halfway there. Now I have a train. What are you supposed to be doing? Oh yeah. Go. Rather, I had a train that was taking used up uranium and taking it somewhere. Obviously, I screwed this up, or you wouldn't be sitting here. But you're going to request the train at some point. What are you going to request the train at? 16,000. Okay, I fixed it. I just left the train there. Matter plant over there. What do you keep using these things for? Oh, because I'm making them locally. Thought I had a train that was bringing them. You can't bring them because you aren't making them, and you aren't making them because your special little electric energy control things that I can't figure out where I'm building them. These energy control units is sitting here in an unloader because your loader isn't... See, why does it do that? Okay, loader. I'm focused on the loader. I clicked on it. But it's going back to the train. I don't want that. Alright, so what does that say? Open location in this... Open this location in the map. Alright. Open this location in the map. It's not doing it. Loading station. That's the loading station I want. Open. And it goes back over here. That's wrong. There's the unloader. There's the loader. I'm looking at this location. Not centered on locomotive. So I don't know where the frick that is in my game. I swear that's a bug. Where is this? Okay. Yeah, and it opens way back over there. Bullshit. I should document that. Alright, well, what's wrong with you? You're working, you're just very slow. Oh, what do my numbers look like on this? There's something wrong with this. The best I can do is half a belt on that. Because it eats a lot of those electronic components. If I try and extend it any further, then these would just starve. So you're just slow. And I'm still looking at LDS not being produced at the level that I want. See, now that time, I clicked on the loader, and it took me to the loading station. It worked. I don't know why it didn't work on the other one. And LDS is slow because copper's slow, and I think that's because I just don't have enough copper trains. Because these just barely started to get online. I now have 6 of these stops. That's empty. So this is a copper loader. I want to know how many copper stations I have, though. I have 9 copper loaders. These are pretty much dead, and yet I've got 2 trains sitting there. Okay, 1 train and 1 waiting. This is pretty close to empty. It's down in Raleigh. We've eaten through that one really quickly. Those are still available to me. And down in Florida. So this is in an overflow design. That's at 13K, so it's really close. And this is at 14K. So it's really close. So as soon as this gets to 16K and requests a train, then that one's going to kick on. Now I don't have a train sitting here, obviously, because it's not... Okay, yeah, I got 16. But in addition to this train kicking on, or the station opening up, there's no train on the way right now. Now that could be because I've got trains sitting here waiting for this, and I don't have the same design here, and I should definitely go up and do that. Definitely go up and do that. And then I could do the same thing here, is add the second one. But I want to see if I can get this online first. So you keep making those because that thing is requesting them, and I don't think that's really a problem for me because I'm not running out of the resources here that it would use. But I need these. That's 11. Alright. Also, I don't need these turbines. We do want to put a radar down where we're going. We don't need these pumps I accidentally kept. Oh, I apparently intentionally kept. Fine. Let's just run over to Chicago, because it's not that far. How hard can it be? It's not like I'm going to get run over by traffic. Smoke, and I owe you a couple of pieces of wall. Oh, it already delivered. Wowzers. Okay. I've got matter being created from plutonium. Oh, that doesn't work at all, does it? No, these are not that design. Okay then, it's broken. Las Vegas doing a little bit of cleanup. Well, let's shut all that off. If I move it all up 2, I can bring it out. Or I can go back to... Nah, I'd rather bring it out the outside. Pipes. Yeah. So if I move it up 1, I'll have room to run the pipe down here. And then I don't need to move that. So I need to move all of these up 1. Now I technically could get away without it. With the... I don't want to pick all this crap up. This is going to have to be 50,000. Yeah, it is. Good. And that's 100,000. Nice. It's done right. Let's see. So now I got to do this. That'll solve all of my problems there. So if I move all of these up 2, because I want to move... No, I need to move them up only 1. Well, I guess that went into my inventory. And then as soon as these are gone, I can move these. So I've already moved those. I just need to move this. And then I just need to undo the pipes, which are not calling. Move all this up. Oh, one too many. Ah, that's where I screwed that up. What? Stop it. Move all these up 1. Move all these up 1. Spicy rocks are annoying. I think there were some things put into this game, into this mod. They were like, yeah, that'd be really cool. And then you do it, and it's like, man, this really sucks. And you could argue with me about it, but you'd just be wrong. I'd rather have this here and have this here. So this can output its energy on any one of 3 sides, but it can't pass energy through to the next one. Alright. How much do you have? Well, you're almost full. Not that it matters, I don't have a train for you. Speaking of which, let's put a fluid train on the network. Moving energy. Not that I have a spot to move energy to, but at least the train will come here. I need a radar here. Doesn't look like this one is working. Missed a couple. One of these, in terms of inserters, if the blue inserter actually needs more than a blue inserter can handle. So either this needs to be stack, or it needs to be more than one inserter. So we'll throw a stack inserter on there. Seeing as I'm blocked out because these things are too big, I'll have to shift insert them. That looks better. These are barely running, which is kind of the point. How many do you need? 10. I could probably cut this inserter down to override the stack overflow to just 10, so that it just it doesn't have that awkward delay that's causing it to not run. Like, you get 10, throw them in there. Not quite good enough. Doesn't seem to matter, it just runs out. That's as good as it gets. The other thing is we're not quite, with this stack inserter setup, we're not quite unloading 4 full bolts. Because this is not an optimized unloader. Because we're doing this, this is not a splitter. This needs to be a splitter right here for this to be an optimized unloader. Not that it matters. Okay, so you're full. Alright, you don't have a home, an unloader yet, but we can put this unloader here temporarily so that I can set up a schedule. So you will go to this loader until you are full. And then you'll go to this unloader, not this unloader, but an unloader until you're empty and inactive. And then I will reset your name. And it'll just go there and sit. Good. So the next thing is I need to go back home. And I need to look at what's the next step. So we've got the equivalent of this step done. I need this, but that requires these, and these require those. And matter stabilizers are a problem because matter stabilizers are being made here. And they're not being made because I don't have energy control units, and I don't have energy control units, which are being made up here, because I don't have low density structures, and I don't have low density structures. At this point, I might not have LDS because I just don't have enough copper. So if I had more copper, what would it look like? So you're complaining no path. So I need to set up additional copper, and I need to shut down and rebalance this old copper. So it looks like I'm taking a train up there to stem the issues first. Then I will set up a new copper. I need at least 2 new copper loadings. On that one copper station that's there, I can add a second and then put a priority focus on it. Wish there was a way you could do like a heat map on a train so that you could see which routes are being used the most. So the goal on this is twofold. Well, primarily one really, is we're just going to tell this thing to shut off these. What we're saying to you is enable if I is greater than 0, which says if this station is requesting a train, then it's got 13,000. And then that means you can then load up this station. And that will prevent something from something. It'll prevent both sides from loading slowly and allow one side to load quickly. We're going to go over here and we're going to do the same thing, but we have to add the second loading station. Now, there is an argument to be made that I could just simply set priorities on these, but that would require that I adjust these belts, right? Because this belt would have to go over here, and this belt would have to go over there. So basically, I'd be taking these two and routing them over there, and I've got this belt spaghetti. Or I could just do that. Oh, gosh. Oops. I had the turn thing on. Oh, look at you. You probably never worked. Or you Or you. So you don't have power. That's funny. I can't not laugh at that. Alright, so we're going to add a second one here. And that means we're going to have to change this splitter, so let's turn this stuff off. Let it run itself out. So that'll take care of all that. Now we have to add the same functionality we did over there as we did here. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to need a 6x8 balancer, which looks like this. Does it line up with any of this stuff? Lines up right there, which I think is okay. So then I just have to do this and this. You're going to go here. You're going to end up there. And that's all well and good. Now I need to add these limiters. So I need a thing here, and I need some green wires. And it looks like I need to make some. Here to here, and here to here. You're in the same setup there. So now you're enabled right now because of that. All right, so let's turn this back on. Also, let's prioritize a little bit. I want to prioritize this. And I want to prioritize that. These middle ones, these middle two, are my main things, so not gonna prioritize those at all. Also, I don't think you're doing me any good anymore. I don't think you're doing me any good anymore. I don't think you're doing me any good anymore. Got to get my train out of the way. You ran out while I was standing here. I need some chests. Alright, and I always wanted to pair this out. And now I can. Now while I'm here, I might as well try and put in the always wanted, never willing to pay for. I'm gonna have to design that later. Alright, so I need to get more copper online. And I'm gonna need to get more copper trains. So let's go home. While I'm going home once again. Copper loaders. I now have 10 of them. These two are soon to be dead. That's 8. This one needs to be addressed. That's Raleigh is almost empty, so that's 7 and 6. These two are in okay shape, and that one's in okay shape, so I'm going to have to go way out there and put these two online. So I'm going to have to design something that gets me there, because I'm not going to bother with that. It'd be nice if you could just click on a resource tag and say highlight copper. I don't see other copper that I'm going to be able to get that's worth it. 2.5, 3.6. All right. That 5.6 is worth getting. So I'll probably set that up. That's a 10. That's a 10. 16 and 16. So I'll set up a pair of them there. But basically, that means that I'm probably better off going, instead of overloading this lane some more by coming from Concord, is once again going to Canada. Turn this into a 4-way and come straight across. So let's do that. If this were a 4-way, I would need a little bit. Alright, so let's get up there and do that. I might need more locomotives. Or not locomotives, but miners. So I'm just going to grab those. And then let's go. I'll figure it out when I get there. So we know what... Well, I can't even place stuff there, so... I'm gonna turn off my... when I need my bots for this first part, for the rail building. Yeah, that needs to be all picked up. That's where I wish I had been able to set up the deconstruction train. Let's see. Where are you supposed to go? Right here? There we go. Now, are there any... Oh, yeah. I've got at least 2, 3 signals. And I think I'm blocking the track now. I missed on that one landfill. Yeah, I've moved the one already. Yeah, I'm blocking the track for a fuel train or an oil train.